Good morning, folks. AJ, the CEO, and you know, you see that little head right there. You see that head right there. We got a guest. Hi, Yana. How you doing, baby girl?
Good.
Wait, let me. There you go. Yay! We gotta update your picture. It doesn't have your floof there in the front, as you said. Hey folks, AJ the CEO here. We try to come here every Friday as best as we possibly can to answer your media ministry questions. I don't know everything, folks, but hopefully the little bit that I do know will help you on your journey, or we can at least point you in a direction to help you, you know, to the great community that we've built here of media ministries from all over the world. I don't have every bit of equipment, but maybe somebody here actually does, and we'll do that. And I keep forgetting to do this. Well, actually, let's go ahead and holler at the great folks who are joining us today. Daniel says he can't wait. Hey, I'm excited as well, too. Darius, bonjour. G. Albert, good morning, good morning. Isaac, hello, hello. I was going to say Isaac Curry. I'm like, is he here? Daniel Bishop, how you doing, sir? I will have to watch the replay again. Hey, no problem, sir. Lamar actually, and Bishop actually does a morning message that he does most of the time. If I'm up early enough, I actually catch that on Facebook with him out in Chicago. Lamar, good morning to you. Elder Rob, good morning. Mr. Clarence, hello, hello. Michael Baldwin, good morning to you. D Media Productions, hello, hello. Parker, how you doing? Techie Tara, hello. Steph Channel from Sweden, hello, hello. Another Daniel, hello, hello. Craig, good morning. Phil Joe, hello, hello. Mike from Canada, how are you doing? And yes, Elder Rob, yes, she is growing fast. How old are you now, Ayana?
I'm 10.
You're 10, going on 18, right?
No, going on 11.
Oh, okay. All right, let me get my pedal here closer. All right, folks. So again, we are excited. We are 34 days, 9 hours, and 48 minutes away from our E-Missionary Conference. It's going to be in person or online. You still have plenty of time to get registered for either one, to be in the place to show your face, or be online. We're kind of in the home stretch, and well, home stretch for y'all. It ain't never ending on this end. Got a lot of logistical stuff to get in place. But again, if you're still interested in teaching, you got 7 days to get registered to be a teacher. If not, we're going to cut everything loose. Also, on the website, I know some people asked, there is a flyer here. So if you wanted to get on here and click on the flyer is available that you can actually print out and all this other fun stuff. I might replace it with another flyer, and why did that close? I need to change that link because I don't want it to close out everything. But that's what we got there. Teachers, also, please, if you have not picked your time, you got 7 more days to pick your time or you're going to get drafted. If you don't, and we're going to set a time for you. If you don't set a time and do either one, we're just going to have to fill in for something else to do that. What else do we got? Let me come back out of here. Let's go to here. We got some more people that jumped in here. T, hello, hello. And Mom's Video, hello, hello to you. So MA16V3, I'm sure is going to be jumping on here. So we're going to be staying away from the rants here. My daughter's here, so I can't go all in like I normally would. But like I said, folks, just really excited about all the stuff that's going on. If you like what we do here, folks, like I said, this is self-funded. We don't really have a lot of we don't have any sponsors right now. I believe that's going to change in the future. But if you like what we do, you can become a Patreon supporter or a YouTube member, or you can get some gear from emissionarygear.com. We do have some dry fit polos. I think I'm in the end stages of who I'm going to pick to put on here. But you can go to emissionarygear.com. Whatever's on there, all the funds go towards all our giveaways and all the other fun stuff that we do. And I did set this new button up here. So we are at 69,461 subscribers. We are, quick math, 449 away. No, 539 away from 70,000. We're going to be doing a giveaway, but I most likely will not do that giveaway until I get back. We get back from our DDT 25. So excited. Oh, and there he is. There he is. I knew he was going to be here. Look, hey, look, she's here. So, you know, I can't go too in. It depends on what it is. Ty, good morning to you as well. And back to here. Again, folks, let me use this platform to shout out your folks. You're doing a great job. Y'all are doing a great job with ministries all over the world. So let me use this platform to shout them out. Send me an email at questions@ajhomes.com. Make the subject my media team. Give me the name of your ministry. And if you want to, just first names of the people there so I can shout them out and tell them thank you for everything. Also, I'm still trying to build up a list of these folks. We want to do your church live stream reviews. I'm probably going to start with Antioch and then some other folks that I have direct access to so we can have a sample. I want to kind of build up a repository of series of these videos so that we can do a deep dive. So again, we're going in. So if you're sensitive, you might not want to send your stuff this way. All right, because we're gonna be doing a deep dive. That's funny to you?
No, I'm reading the comments.
Oh my gosh, hold on. Let me switch back here, and let me do this. Here we go. This one's for you.
Hi.
Her aunt is saying hello.
And then,
Yeah, we're coming back to that one bit.
okay.
All right, what else we got up here? Like I said, if you want to email me a question to AJhomes.com, make the subject like church live stream, and we have two, and I know they're older, but I'm gonna probably go either use those or go back to your most recent one based on your link. We're gonna do that, but I want to build up at least about 7 of them, and then I can have a running series with that as well. Also, big thanks to everyone who is still buying my book. Books on Amazon. I do have maybe 7 more. If you want to go to my website and get them autographed, you can get it from there. Like I said, we already talked about the E-Missionary Conference, July 18th and 19th. And like I said, we got 7 more days. If you're interested in being a teacher, you can be registered, and then after that, it's going to be cut off. All right, I think that is enough. Folks, start off. We're getting ready to start the Q&A part. If you have a question, please start it with a Q. That makes it easy for it to jump out. But if I do not get to your question, know that you can email me a question to AJhomes.com. Give me 48 to 72 hours to respond to you. If me and you go back and forth for at least 3 to 4 emails, I highly recommend you just go ahead and book a consultation. Go to AJhomes.com/consultations. We do phone, Zoom, Google Meet. We do on-sites. We do travel, folks. So don't have any issues with doing it. Now, why do I have yours on here twice? Because I got your name here. That button does that, your lower third. And then I got both of them set to do the same thing. Oh, anyway, also, folks, if you're not a part of it, go to Facebook, look up Modern Media Ministry Made Easy, answer the 3 questions, and you are in like Flynn. You are with about 3,400 to 3,500 media ministries from all over the world. Like I said, it's like this all the time. If you got a word from the Lord and you want to share it, don't share it inside that group. That group is for Q&A to help each other out. If you post your live stream out there and you don't realize that you did it, you need some more training to know where you're posting your stuff. Don't post live streams in there unless we have a designated one. And with that being said, you know what? This week, I'm actually going to share your live stream in the thread only that I post. So that way you can get some inspiration from everybody that will be there. Did I do everything, Ayana?
Think so.
Oh, and I didn't say, to help out the algorithm, folks, if you don't mind, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're wondering, how come I can't leave comments? You need to be subscribed for at least 15 minutes. That way it gets rid of the bots and all this other stuff on here. I really appreciate that. Make sure you hit that bell notification. That way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize the media ministry. Yay. Alrighty, folks, we're going to start off with the Q. People with that, Philip Paul, hello. Yeah, you're talking about the, well, actually, let me go ahead and say that. I put it out there. We did, last year, we did a e-missionary vacation, wanted to try and do that more often. So I put a poll out there to ask, do you want to do one next year? I'm getting ready to take Ayana on her first cruise in about 9 days. So yay, we're going to be up and out of Dodge. So there's going to be no Q&A, not next Friday, but the following Friday. We'll be traveling then. So it won't be on that day. What's that, the 27th? It won't be something going on. Yeah, we won't have a Q&A on the 27th because we'll still be traveling. But we want to set up a designated time because we all work so hard, and we want to have an opportunity for us to sit back and relax. When we had our cruise, we didn't have meetings and nothing. We just hung out. If we passed each other, hey, that was great. We did have 2 days where we sat down and we had dinner tables together, and we got a chance to associate and all this other stuff, meet people firsthand. That's the first time I got a chance to meet Brian. Who else was on there? Well, Phyllis, Creative for Fun. I had met her before from there, but we had an opportunity to meet a whole bunch of people. So we did that, but we were supposed to try and do a resort this year, but we didn't get the number. So I want to set that out there. And the poll is asking, do you want to do a cruise? Do you want to do a hotel resort here in the US? Or for everybody else, if you're flexing, do you want to do a hotel vacation in EU? Because I don't want everything to just be focused on the US here. We want to open that up, and someday we're going to have it to where we have conferences, everywhere. So it's available. So that's the poll there. I'll be putting that information out. I'll probably do another poll on the community tab, but that's about it. And hopefully we've stalled enough. And let me turn this a little bit so both of us will be in the shot. Yeah. So hopefully I stalled enough so we can get some questions. Please start it off with a Q so it makes it easy to jump out and find. And let's get underway. G. Albert, first one I see here. And I need to change this because it's cutting you off. What's another one we can use? Can we use this one? I need one that's at the bottom. That's too low. That ain't gonna work. Can we use this one? Rid of that. I need to move this one down. Let's move this one to the bottom. Or, AJ, why don't we just add a brand new tab? Why are you sticking your tongue out? Title. Sorry, folks. I should have got prepared for this. Nah, I'm not going to do that. Yanni, I'm just going to move this one down.
Okay.
So it won't be chopping both of our heads off. We come here, we'll reposition it, and we'll move it down here to the center. So the text is small, but that's what we got to do right now. I've been visiting a new church. They are live streaming with Facebook Live. I'll work with the pastor to add more flair, but right now they are getting the word out. Do you have any next steps? Well, that's a wide open question. What do you mean? Kind of like Elder Rob said, and I would suggest as well too, get on YouTube, because since that change in Facebook, all of your live streams are going to go away after 30 days, and it just opens up the opportunity to reach more people. And when you're talking about flair, what do you mean? Again, there's a lot of stuff that I could do that I could suggest to churches, but also look at the skill set, because we don't want to add a whole bunch of features and stuff to a ministry if the skill set isn't there to maintain that. So that's why, like a lot of churches, when I come in and live stream their first day, they're like, well, AJ, why don't we do all this stuff? I said, no, when I come in there, I show you the potential of what your ministry could do. And when they're ready, they can move to that. I don't want to leave stuff in place that they can't maintain, because that could get frustrating for them. But need some more direction, because that could be a bunch of things. You could do flair, but it's to sound good. What resolution are they streaming at? And more importantly, forget about just the live streaming. What's the interaction? Are people watching the comments? Are people responding to the comments? Are you developing a community, not just a window to see what's going on at the church? We need a little bit more stuff to go with there. Those are just my suggestions. Craig. Good morning, everyone. And AJ, I was watching your video on doing a PP pay-per-view. Will you do a 2025 version of this? Possibly. I haven't been in a position to do that in a minute. Schools, for whatever reason, have gone back to thinking that, hey, we had this potential with live streaming when COVID was and offering that to people online. But for whatever reason, people want to stick to what they're used to, and they don't want to do nothing back. So if you're talking about that type of stuff, yeah. Or I could do a deep dive kind of showing how I set up this conference. The conference is kind of the same way from like that. Once I have a chance to take a breath, maybe I'll go in to do something like that, if that's what you're referencing. Let's go over to the next one. Back to G. Albert. I noticed that some live streamers are presenting with their picture in a circle, looking for hints to apply this view for Zoom, Facebook, and OBS. Well, all of that is done with a mask. You could do that with an ATEM. It's very easy to do that with OBS. You just have to set up a mask and put an image behind it, almost kind of like the DSK, kind of like this. Everything else is transparent. So you would take the image. Why did it do that? Did you see that? The screen just went white for a second. But it would do that, do a mask around it. I need to maybe do a video about that. But we'll see. And watch that because Bartholomew is running up against your map.
Not his name.
What is his name?
His name is Parkley.
Barkley?
No, Parkley.
Bartholomew?
No.
Bart for short?
No.
All right, gotcha. Bart.
No.
Let's see. Yeah, so actually I didn't even know that. So yes, his name is
Parkley.
spell it.
Parkely.
Parkley. Like broccoli.
No.
Oh, okay.
Parkley.
Elder Rob said to let you rant. Look, I did not plan this, so I hope I don't regret this. So all you folks, Ayana is 10. So I'm gonna let her go. I'm gonna ask you a question, Ayana, and I want you, don't feel guilty or feel concerned about what people may think. What could be done at church to make it not boring for you?
Wow. I don't know if they still do this at the church we go to.
No, don't worry about any particular church, just in general, if you went anywhere.
Maybe like a children's church, not children's church, a children's choir. So it's not just the kids just sitting there and watching other people sing, but they get to sing with the choir. That's one thing.
What else?
Maybe like on special holidays or stuff, or special days, they could do some type of game to commemorate that day. Like if it was Easter, like an Easter hunt, but like if it's but then also specific days in the Bible, they could do like games that go with that on that day.
Okay. So let me ask you this other one. See, I'm trying to get you into your rant mode. Y'all are funny. Now, I want you to be honest right now, okay? The current churches that we visit and we go to, do you think that they're boring?
Yes, very.
Okay, what could be done, not just from a choir, the suggestions that you did, what could be done? Because these are people who run the live stream and kind of help influence the services and stuff. What could be done so that people around your age, kids around your age, it's like you're learning something and it's fun?
Oh, GameKit or Kahoot. If people don't know what that is, it's like you can make a game and you ask questions and
real quick, she's stealing my subject matter. We're going to be teaching on using Kahoot to make a online Bible trivia. But go ahead, babe.
and like a GameKit, which I think would be more fun than a Kahoot, is because like there's one game, it's called Don't Fall. There's questions, and then every time you answer the question right, you get energy points, and then you get to spend those energy points to move. And like it's a race. You gotta try not to fall off of cliffs and like parkour basically.
Parkour.
Yeah, and then you keep, the more questions you answer right, the more energy points you get. And the more energy points you get, the more you can move around.
Okay. So for you, just sitting in the service the entire time, just listening to somebody talk is boring.
Kinda.
So so you would like to learn more. I was getting ready to burp and sneeze at the same time. But so you would like something that when learning from the Bible, almost being something interactive that you're doing.
Yeah.
So not just sitting still.
And it doesn't even have to be like anything like a GameKit or a Kahoot. It could be a treasure hunt or whatever. Like if you're learning about Exodus or something, and you can like create or whatever or find like pieces from that book. Like if you could make a paper drawing of the burning flame or whatever and put that around the church, and then you have the adults and the kids kind of go find it.
What about if we did a kids activity where you had to come like with, I want to say bathing suit, but something to where you wouldn't get wet. So one person is standing without their shoes on in water. The other one is standing in mud. And then the other one is standing in straw. And then y'all had to make bricks like how they used to have to, the Israelites used to have to do to make bricks, like when when the Pharaoh punished everybody when Moses was doing that, and they had to make bricks with less straw and all this other stuff to see what had to be made. Or maybe with John the Baptist. What if they were teaching John the Baptist, and you know about John the Baptist? Well, he was the one that was declaring that Jesus was coming, and that actually he was Jesus' cousin. And he actually used to be out in the wilderness, and guess what he used to eat? You know, this would be fun for the kids to have to eat.
What?
Honey and locusts.
What?
Bugs.
Ew. Actually, no, I can't be talking. When I was 4, I think, at Tuckaway, I saw this ant, and we were playing with it, me and my friend Reagan, and then we put it like right there to look at it, and then we got it closer, and then for some reason I had the urge to just stick my finger with the ant in my mouth, and it fell down my throat.
Ooh, you ate an ant.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and change the subject. Let's see. Techie Terra here. Would the mini PCs be a good option for Pro Presenter? Our laptop is currently not able to handle the main screen, the confidence monitor. Yeah, I actually just bought another one for the conference. My other one is actually sitting right there on the table, right there, right over top of the joystick. And yes, those things are more than powerful enough. That's actually a Ryzen 7, so that's more than enough. You just got to make sure that you have the right outputs. So by default, it gives you an HDMI out, a DisplayPort out. So that would take both of your inputs. So maybe look at getting another USB adapter to HDMI to give you another monitor. But yes, those computers would be more than enough to handle that. And I will put a link to the one I literally just bought last week for the conference. Actually was donating that to Rakira. So that system is more than powerful enough to actually do live streaming and video editing as well too. So that system was actually wrong button, AJ. There you go. That system was this one right here. So that is, why is the resolution so big? And see, I need to shift over because of this. So that's a Ryzen 7 5825U, 16 gigs of memory, half a terabyte drive. So yeah, more than enough to be able to handle that. And I'll put a link to that. Like I said, I literally just got that one for the conference. So I'll put a link there. And again, for sub $300, I mean, that's a beast of a system there. Mini PC. We'll put that there. And it looks like somebody wants to say something to you, Ayana. Let me see. Oh, I thought you said Ayana. See, and that's my middle sister. Hello, hello. Hi. For some of y'all who are on the E-Missionary Cruise, a sister and brother-in-law, my middle sister and brother-in-law, they were also there as well too. But thank you for stopping by. So I responded to that. T was out of Boston. Remember when I went to Boston? That was that. So with having vMix on a separate computer, how do we tie the ATEM using the cameras in vMix and still have everything going through the computer to Pro Presenter? Well, that's exactly how I have everything set up here. So let's go over to this camera. And I'm gonna take, come on now, you're not tracking me? Hold on, or is it tracking your head?
Not tracking me.
It was. There we go. We got the body stuff. Come on now. There it goes. Thank you for following me. So, T, this is actually my setup, and I really needed to hook up my other camera to do this. And I can't hear you right now, but y'all can hear me. You can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
So in this, so I have my ATEM right here, and I have it looped over to my streaming system over here, which is running vMix. You actually lean your head back. So it is going over to here to vMix right now. So I had a USB cable that goes here and connects this. So inside of vMix, it just shows up on there. So that you could do it that way. Or recently I was having some issues. So I have a dedicated capture card in my vMix because I'm limited in space on that computer. So I got a Decklink input and output card. So it's outputting for me to see on this screen right here. And because my old way, I could either have an out or input. And the USB, for whatever reason, was giving me some problems. So I have the HDMI going out, going into the capture card that's going that way. But in your setup, get a 15-foot USB cable. But no, you wouldn't even have to go that far based off of the setup in your booth. So yeah, just the USB that currently is available, because the other one is hooked up to your SSD, just connect that into vMix and vMix will see it like a webcam. So everything, just like what I'm doing right now, all the stuff that I'm doing here and on the ATEM is being sent over here to vMix that you see right there. So everything I'm doing, that's what goes over here. And then I'm adding all the graphics and all this other stuff. So like if I press the pedal, that adds this down here at the bottom, all that stuff. So that's how that would work. So let's cut back over here. Let's see. Streets of Destiny. How you doing, brother Art? Elder Rob. How do you get your DJI wireless sounding so good? I plugged mine into my mixer and it's echoes. So right now, I have mine directly connected. As you can see, the yellow light is on both of ours because I have it set to noise cancellation mode. And then in my mixer, I have in my Roadcast 2, I have this set as a dynamic input. And for processing, I have pretty much all the processing on. So it's handling that. And I honestly, I play around with a lot just to get it dialed in. So I'm going directly from my receiver from the 3.5 into the Rode 3.5 to XLR adapter. That's how I have it connected to here. And that's normally how I have that done. MA16V3 gave a better suggestion for his name. Maybe? Oh, okay. Philip Paul. We have the XR18. I have an XR16, and we have 2 bus mix spare. At times, I use one or the 2 bus mix for our outdoor speaker when we have events. If not, it's not used at normal weeks. I'm going through your Metron app. In this case, how would you route the in-ear monitors for the band with the metronome click? We don't have a P16. Well, that's kind of like how I initially set it up, and I'm gonna do this at Antioch when I play for them as well too, so that I can make sure everybody is on time. Get over on the other screen. There we go. And let's resize this to medium. All right. So over here, I have mine. I need to move this back. I have mine right here. So I had mine in here. So if we had this bus, like I said in the video, I'm using you know, 3 and 4, because that's what I have available, because 2 and 3 I already have set up as live stream. So the concept is still the same. So in here, if this is what's going out to in-ears, because that's your output, number one, the jack, you just plug your in-ears, whatever device you have that's sending that, you would make your mix in here. So I would just plug this into, my output would be into 3 and 4. That would go out. And actually, let's actually just plug it in, because I do have that all set up. And the audio is actually, y'all won't hear it. Yeah, because it's going into the ATEM, not the other one. But I mean, you could at least see it. So in here, I have it set up for number 5. Let's go to tempo. I hope you didn't break them headphones.
No.
All right. And then I just start. Who said you could drink my lemonade?
I don't know.
All right, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and start playing it. And that's what's going through. So like I said, it's only going to that channel, because if I go to the other mixes, see, there's no volume going in here. I mean, I can mute it, doesn't matter, but it's not going. And then it's also not going to the main. So as long as you have it done like that and you plug your in-ears into the output that's available, you said bus 1 and 2 or either one, that's all you would do. You would go to, so I'll just use this for example. Say I have bus 6 and I wanted, that's the one you do. I just turn it up there, and that's the only thing that's going to be coming out of that channel. You know, very straightforward. And I think this is actually for effects, so that's why that's not going to work that way. But that's in theory, that's exactly how that would work. And let me stop this, and we go from there. Yeah. See, this is why everybody's asking why I have so many cameras. So that way I don't have to move. Which camera can we use? So it'll be both of us. Maybe let's go back to that one. And we'll tilt that just a little bit. And now I'll keep us both in here. All right, so let's see. MA16V3. Did I miss the DIY NAS video? No, I have not done that yet. I ended up, the parts I was going to use, I had to build out a system for that. So might have to play around with that. Was curious what an AJ NAS would look like. Actually, back in the day, I actually built one, and then I used a Windows home server after that. But honestly, I've seen a lot of people do some other stuff. Maybe we get some free time, we can play around with that and build one out. Back to T. Okay, sounds good. I have to look, but I thought both USB were being used. Yeah, one of them was going into ProPresenter. That's how you had it. But if you're using vMix, you can make another vMix output over NDI that ProPresenter can pick up. So that's what that other cable is going to. So you'll free that up in there. Use could be wrong. But for sound, will it pick up the sound? The sound of the X32 is connected to the ATEM? Yes, it will, because it's going to show the same thing. Just like how mine is set up, my Rodecaster audio is going into the ATEM, and it sends that over HDMI, which is video and audio. And over USB, it would do the exact same thing. You go Terrence here. I have a Ghost Stream and I'm trying to use a green screen. How do I set that up? My Ghost Stream is actually well, not MIA. It's actually at the at Antioch. I was trying to prep that for the conference, so I don't have it on hand to go through that. So I have to make a mental note to grab that from church Sunday and bring it back, and we can try and go through that. Phil Joe, I want to know, what is the best way to add a mic to Zoom so that the church can talk back to the pastor? I want to know what's the best way to add a mic to Zoom so that the church can talk back to the pastor. I'm currently using vMix to live stream. So it's really not a mic. So if you're trying to get people in Zoom to be played back in the house and you're using vMix, what is feeding Zoom? Let me know that, and then we can diagnose and give you kind of like a mapping of how that would work. Michael, Says, hey, good morning, AJ and Ayana. Hello.
Morning.
Let's see. I'm trying to think about some other stuff that we got going on. So a couple of projects that I have, and I had to change the numbering of the project because some other things have popped in place. So just kind of let you know what is coming down the pipe or the pike. I've heard multiple people say either one. This is not the River Church. This is a church. I'm looking through the videos to find exactly the name of the church we did this at. Yanni, where's it at?
I don't know. Maybe it's right
Wasn't-
there.
No, it wasn't Zion Baptist. You got so many. Well, it was a church I visited down in North Carolina, and they want to move forward with what we're doing. And we're going to be doing 4 PTZs, and that's mainly inside the sanctuary. And we're going to be installing a unified system. We're going to be playing around with, they have a Mac Mini, and right now they actually they bought 3 licenses for ProPresenter, because I guess whoever told them suggested that. We're going to get rid of that, and we're going to be getting an external Thunderbolt enclosure, adding a Decklink Duo, so that one system can do what their 3 licenses were doing. So we'll be playing around with adding a PCIe card to your Mac Mini. They have the same one that I got, or the next later version of that. So we can have ProPresenter output 4 outputs from the same screen. We're going to be putting a streaming PC for them, most likely running vMix. I believe that's what they said they wanted. Or we're going to go with, no, they have an A10. Yeah, we're going to do that. That's coming up probably the week after the conference. So we're going to be ordering everything the first week of July. And then we're doing that. That should be like a 2-day install, and we're going to be doing training. Just want to give myself 2 days because we're not doing a lot of distribution inside there. So that's coming up. All the stuff is ordered and has been delivered at Chicago. I mean, in First United Methodist in Elgin. They're supposed to start finishing up some of the stuff that we can get in there. So we're looking at probably being back out in there, Chicago. Probably going to be there for 2 weeks. Going to be there either at the end of September or back to maybe the second and third week in October. That's what we're looking at. But more importantly than that, somebody is going to 6th grade. What you excited about? Awesome. That's great. Tell me more. That is riveting. Don't keep us in suspense. What else is it? That's great.
Stop it.
But no, what you excited about?
I'm excited about making new friends, learning Mandarin.
Mandarin? What's that? Is that like the orange?
No,
like Mandarin oranges?
No.
Aren't they called Mandarin oranges?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's like
A dialect of Chinese.
Yes, that. And I get to use a locker for the first time ever.
Now, y'all remember, we're dating ourselves. Y'all don't carry books, so I'm wondering what's the locker for? Like, I used to have these humongous books and take to every class, and you couldn't put all your books and stuff.
Well, one is you're not, I don't think, well, one, you can like keep other stuff other than just your backpack. I'm assuming you're not going to be carrying your backpack everywhere, since you have to go to multiple places. I think it's because you take your folder and notebook out of the locker for each class you're going, because all of our classes are right next to each other.
That's what I was wondering. And we don't say the school. All right. Don't say that. You don't want to give too much of your personal information out. Locations. You don't do that online.
Okay.
All right. G. Albert. I used ChatGPT to create an open book multi-choice Q&A. True false challenge for a Bible study class. I'll try to do it as a show and tell. Yeah, I was gonna say that's not a question, but that's good. That's good.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I am teaching how to make that and running that on the second day of the conference. Mike, has anyone seen the latest devotion from AI Bible? It's on John's revelation of Jesus. It's very good. No, I haven't. If you got a link to that, I'll click on that as well. Craig, what are your thoughts on the A10 Mini Extreme ISO G2? Are you excited about it or is it just meh? I'm excited about it, but I think they could have had more features in it. So with that being said, I actually have a video that's already been uploaded. I'm just waiting to make the thumbnail and stuff like that. This right here, the YOLO Box Extreme, as much as I am excited about the ATEM, this blows that out of the water because at the same price, or actually about $200 less than that, this actually does 4K streaming, multi-streaming to multiple platforms. The ATEMs still only stream to one location. Now, granted, I was thinking about getting one until they dropped that price. I'm not pressed about getting one. What are you laughing about?
The question right there.
G. Albert, you really want, see, I gotta be careful on this live stream. I'm gonna save that one. But right now, I think it has some good features, but I think they've dropped the ball on a couple of things. At this point, being able to have the tech that can do multiple streaming in one device, and not that I'm so hard pressed about 4K streaming because you need a lot of bandwidth to do that. But if other services are offering that, I think Blackmagic has been the lead for so long that now competition is there and they should probably learn from other companies and implement that. So being able to do multi-streaming from that device would be good. The potential of being able to stream at 4K, I would think would be good as well too. I do like almost all the controls and stuff like that they've done, kind of like with the multi-panel and the better buttons and stuff like that. I do like that, but those are the issues that I got with it. Secretary, we have an X32 board for our live stream. Is it possible to connect it to the Stream Deck that is connected to our live streaming computer, or will we have to buy another one for the X32? If it's physically if it's not, well, it depends. You shouldn't have to, because the Stream Deck would use whatever local computer you're doing. And if the X32 is on your network and you have whatever stuff that can talk and send commands from that computer over the network to the X32, then no, you don't need to have another one. And I'm just gonna say this right now, Giabra, because she's laughing because she knows my response to this. She's not allowed to have a boyfriend. If she does, it's gonna be all heck to pay. That's why. Am I right?
Yeah. What?
Yeah, exactly. T, need a couple new cameras. The ones we have now are PTZ optics. Do we have to do the same, or can we go with, you can go with any of them, honestly. Most of them are using the same type of sensor and things like that. Maybe the UI is a little bit different, but the sensor, for the most part, that captures the image, it does not matter for you. So some of the, I mean, through all the shots that I got here. So like this one that's the Famaco. That's the PTZ optics. And then we got the BZB gear back there. Then the AV cams is the one that's looking down. And then, you know, the one that I have right here, that's Blackmagic. So that's not a PTZ. But yeah, it doesn't matter. No, see, most of the people know. When she gets a little bit older, like I'll tell you this because I told her this and I told anybody that this is going to happen. If anybody has the gall to try and come to the house and want to take her out when she's like 28, what's going to happen is they're going to come to the door and they're going to be like, first, they better greet me and they better not put a wet fish in my hand. And they're going to give me a firm handshake. And then I'm going to be like, hello, Dr. Holmes. I'm interested in, picking up Ayana and this, and this. First thing I'm going to do is take out some shotgun shells and throw them at them. And then after they look and they said, mistreat her, they're going to be coming at you faster. That's how they'll be introduced. Or I'm saying, hey, you see this drone? Yeah, it can fly 5 miles up in the air. If I put this thing up in the air and I don't see you within a 5-mile radius, there's a problem. And I still can do headshots at 500 yards. That's what we were trained as Marines. So, yay. And we actually used an MA-16. Actually, it was an M16. That's what we trained with. But to be honest, there's no reason to not do it natively. Multi-RTMP is extremely cheap on CPU uses. Any A10 would be perfectly capable. Yeah, that's why I don't know why they don't add that in there. And see, and your aunt is saying the same thing. Yeah, no boyfriends right now, much later. And yes, 28, that's when they're allowed. Brother Art, tomorrow we are doing a rockathon, rocking cheers. I love the name. Exactly. Let's do like Bad Boys. I have a drunk. Look, not even that one. The one with 50 Cent. I can't play that because he's cursing entirely too much. But oh, I'd love to do that. And you don't know what I'm talking about, right? Good. Because when I do it, then you'll be surprised. No. You said bad. No, that's good daddy. Good daddies do stuff like that. I said
nah.
Oh. Mike recently switched from Caster to Restream and just found out that they have an API, so I can set up Companion for a one-button press solution to start the stream and go online all at once. Sweet. Yeah, I just like being able to play with new features and all this other stuff like that. Let me see. We got more. All right. I'm excited about this one, folks. So look, y'all voted and more people are doing this. So yay, Yanni. And I hope you especially Yanni's with me for half of the summer. So we do a lot of traveling and stuff like that. So we have coined our DDT 25. That is a daddy-daughter trip, 2025. 2024 we did Hershey Park, where she got Bartholomew.
His name is Parkley.
Park Mollifew. Park Mollifew.
And if you're wondering how I picked that name, right there it says Park, so I just finished the word. Parkley.
Park Mollifew. But a lot of people are doing this. So honestly, they got a new ship that is coming out that, again, I tell my daughter, like, I like cruises, but at this point I've gone on 20 and it gets kind of boring when I'm just going by myself. So that's why I like taking other people with me. So I'm doing this live here. So we're going to leave, I'm gonna put this information and we'll start putting this. So I really need, if we do this, we have to at least have 8 people, 8 rooms booked. So that way we can keep the discount. And especially if we do this as early as possible. So Fort Lauderdale's flights are cheaper to fly into. And we're gonna look at, get out of here. And because I've gone on so many cruises, we get discounts for when people go here. So leaving on, we're going to be looking around June and July of next year if we do this.
Ooh, people pick the cruise?
Yeah, that's the numbers. That's what's winning out right now. So I personally would want to do one of the newer ships. So the Grandeur is an older ship, and we might have to change the location. Well, there's the Allure of the Seas, and that's a 6-day, and that's going to Haiti, Jamaica. I'd love to do this one, and we get a heavy discount here. So if we went, this would be around the same time we're going. So that's the June 21st through the 27th. So that's personally, I would want to do something like that. If y'all have never been on a cruise, I'm telling you, it's a blast. I tell my daughter I'm excited about it because it saves me so much money. Like, we've paid for everything and we don't really have to do anything else. So I know this ain't media ministry related, but you're here. You're my featured guest. So what can you tell everybody some of the stuff that we're doing?
Okay. We're going to do the Thrill Water Park at Coco Cay.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to Nassau.
Mm-hmm.
And do the water park there.
So you have a thing with water parks?
Yeah. I think to just, like, I wouldn't want to go to a amusement park because...
She doesn't like roller coasters.
Yeah.
Boo!
But you get the same thrill of a roller coaster at water parks. Like,
You don't get the thrill of gravity and having that feeling of your stomach dropping out.
Yes, you do. Like the trapdoor ones.
But we're not doing those.
Yes, you are. Yes, we are.
No, because we have to both go at the same time.
I know. At NASA, we're doing that.
Oh,
There's
really?
two
That's
racers.
New. Oh, that's new. I didn't know about that.
We're doing that. We're doing the zip line, I think.
Mm-hmm.
A hot air balloon.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I can remember.
Supposed to be making something.
Oh yeah, and we're making cupcakes.
Mm.
But we're not making cupcakes. We're decorating cupcakes.
Mm-hmm. It's two other things you said you were gonna do on the ship.
Sleep. And the rock climbing wall and surfing at the wave rider.
Flow rider.
I said wave.
Well, it's called Flow Rider. So I mean, we do a lot of stuff. So I know John Cook was on, and his wife were on the one we went on. Brian, like I said, his family was there. I don't know if the Wests are there. We need to get the Wests on there. Like I said, my sister Jackie and brother-in-law Glenn, they were on that one as well too. So anyway, let's get back to the questions here. Lamar, hello AJ from IOG Detroit. Our media team is looking to have our own kind of server in the media room, separate from the regular church Wi-Fi. Can you do that with a Dream Machine and a switch? I mean, when you're talking about a server, what's going to be the function of that? Because that's kind of separate than what's going to be done for the Dream Machine. That's really just going to be your router and switch. But what's going to be the purposes of it? Hold on. There's your aunt saying ew to cupcakes. See, this is the one who was on here that I asked y'all about, that been trying to get her to live stream her baking. She doesn't like baking cupcakes. That's the reason why she says that. She bakes cakes and everything else, but she just doesn't like baking cupcakes. But yeah, Lamar, let me know actually what's the focus of what that server is going to do, what's the task, and then we can talk about that. James Day, I seen you link the mini PC for a presentation PC. We're upgrading a PC from a Power PC series. Would you still go with the mini instead of upgrading the motherboard, CPU, graphics? Well, it all depends. I mean, most of the time I go with that mini PC because, you know, most of the time churches are concerned about the price. Now, yes, I do like those mini PCs, but they're almost kind of like laptops that you can add a new hard drive, you can add memory, but that's all you can do. Personally, I like PCs mainly because, yes, you can do that upgrade and do all that stuff like that. But again, it all depends on your budget. Like me building a system, like right now, I built the computers at Antioch and they've been running strong for like 7 years. I personally am recommending that they upgrade them, not because they're reaching the limit on their usage, they're reaching the limit as in those parts not available anymore. If you don't upgrade them, now you're going to have to pretty much do a complete new system. So for them, they're running a B450 motherboard, a Ryzen 5 2700X, and a GTX 1050 graphics card. Personally, I would move that to a Ryzen 7, move that to a B650 motherboard. So that's 2 generation jump up. Put a Decklink card in there to replace the Decklink and the graphics card that goes to all of the screens. I would put that Decklink Duo so it can do a dedicated lower thirds, dedicated full screen audience display, dedicated confidence monitor. And when you put that together, the card itself is $500. The motherboard and the processor and the memory and a bigger hard drive, that's gonna look at right at around like $900 just to upgrade that. Like I said, after a certain period of time, the upgrades is gonna cost as much as a new computer, which that one is almost getting a new computer. Fresh Start Church of Philadelphia. Some of our people already have the cruise with the Allure in July 2026. Hope to see you there. Well, sweet. If we went there, they would do that. Well, that's in July. She's not with me in July, so you would have to miss out.
No.
Oh, okay. Actually, I'm looking at going on another cruise right after this for my birthday. So I'm going to figure that out. Why are you rubbing your sweaty feet on me?
And my feet are not sweaty.
Yes, they are.
You're sweating.
They feel pasty.
What?
Pasty.
I don't know what that means.
Like you stepped in toothpaste and it's sticky. I
Ew.
can feel your skin like sticking to my foot.
No.
What else? What time is it? See, we started early. We've been going for an hour. But again, folks, I really appreciate if you like what we're doing. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't, hit that bell. That way you get notified when we come out with videos, help monetize your media administration. And like I said, we've been playing around with some stuff. If y'all are really interested in that, again, last year, and we actually, you know what? We might do it what we were supposed to do this year. We were going to do a hotel vacation for the people who didn't want to go to a cruise. And then the very next week, we we're going to do a cruise. So we would have had to pack for 14 days, go to a resort and then go to another place. So maybe we might do that because I know everybody is not into cruises until they've gone on a cruise with me and then they fall in love with cruises. Everybody I've recommended, actually your Uncle Mike is the only one who did not like that. But anyway, let's see. Back to Lamar. Thank everyone. Dante, Pro Presenter through NDI and cameras through NDI. Okay, cool. Oh, okay. So so the server isn't for like a server as in running programs. You wanted something so that you have your own network. So I mean, if you have that, I wouldn't even go with the Dream Machine. If you're just trying to do something smaller, you could put the Ultra Studio, not the Ultra Studio. I'm mixing the names up. I would change your main router to, what are you doing?
Stretching because my back hurts.
Okay. I would switch over to, you don't have to get the big one. You can go with maybe the Ultra here. That replaces and gives you more control over your network. So that would be your main router. And then you can assign something and segment out your network just for media. That's kind of what I would think would be a better option. And that's just one thing that we'll put in place. Say you make a network, watch, because I can hear you breathing and all that stuff. You can hook one of these out and designate this as a media and just connect the switch or the line that's going back to the media room and then have another switch, and then you can designate all the data and the flow and everything to make it beneficial for NDI. That's what I would probably recommend. You wouldn't need to get the big one to do all that. But I think for the most part, that's it for today, unless everybody had anything else. Because I think we're going to try and do something because you got some stuff to do this afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
And things like that. What else? I think that's about it. So, folks, first off, I want to give a big shout out to all my Patreon and YouTube members. If you like what we do, folks, like I said, we're self-funded here, the company and everything like that. But also great people listed on the screen right here are the ones that contribute to make the things possible for us doing our products, our giveaways, all this other stuff. So if you like what we're doing, folks, consider going to patreon.com/AJaytheCEO. You can get started for as little as $1.50 a month, or you can click the join button down below to become a YouTube member. No matter which way you pick, folks, you're helping us train media ministries all over the world. And Patreon supporters and YouTube members, there is a discount code for y'all on most of the things we got that also give you a discount for tickets for our e-missionary conference. So you were getting ready to say something. What's that?
Okay. Sorry, guys. I have 2 things to say.
Hold on. What is this concerning?
I'm sponsoring my own stuff.
No, we're not doing that. We'll do that later. Because I need to know what you're saying first before. No.
Okay. Okay. And also, I just wanted to say, my dad took a video of me doing my deputy fight, and I'm gonna ask him to show you guys the link for that.
No, I'm not showing a link.
Or video or whatever.
I'll show the video of it.
Whatever.
All right, so she wanted, see, I got to be careful with all this other info. So she had, for her deputy fight, you talking about the one when you had to fight against 4 people, right? All right, so let's see. Y'all may, hold on, I got to route the audio in here. Audio. So you're 1 belt away from black belt now,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
It takes 3 months to a year to get to black belt after deputy.
Okay. So he goes here. So she had to defend herself against 4 people. And she clocked somebody. Go! Come on, babe. Yeah, there you go. Come on. Bye, got him right in the mouth. Focus, man, come on. Yeah, there you go. Come on, babe. Forward. Move forward. Come on, babe. Come on, babe. You got it. You got him. You kept punching the same person multiple times.
Yeah.
So there's your video. So you happy now?
Yes.
So let's see what everybody said. All right, last 2 questions for y'all, and then we'll cycle back for that. But you did a good job, Yanni.
Yay.
Back to Craig. Last one. What do you recommend to take out the ground loop buzz? I have a DI box, but I still get a buzz in my ATEM sometimes. So for that, I would get a hum eliminator. And what I use for that, and that actually works very, very well. I haven't had to get one in a minute, but that is here. I'll put a link to that. I've done that a couple of times. If you have a direct box, also there's a ground built into that. Flip that switch, but if not, this will work. Just send it into your in channels and then have out and go back to your ATEM, and that'll work. And I'll put a link to that as well too. All right, let's see. Mike said, nice job.
Thank you.
Alrighty, folks. Like I said, we will have another live stream next Friday. But the week after that, we're going to be traveling. So again, really appreciate all of that for y'all staying by. And again, if I wasn't able to get your question, you can email me at questions@ajhomes.com. Like I said, give me 48 to 72 hours. I need to put an AI thing in place that responds. I keep wanting to do that and then I get busy. But we're going to put that in place. And like I said, we'll be here. We're going to be back down in North Carolina Monday because we're adding some stuff to First Baptist Church, doing some speakers and then changing out some stuff. And their internet provider did some messed up stuff. So we're running new. They switched over to ISP. So I got to run that stuff for them and install some new speakers and all that other fun stuff. And then there's something else going on next week. I can't remember. And then Friday, we're out. Well, Saturday, we got some stuff there. And then we'll be gone for the whole week. We will still do our round table because I'll be in the hotel. So not this week, let you know. And for all the fathers that are out there, happy early Father's Day for all of y'all. And you know how we normally close this out. Want to thank y'all for what you're doing. Y'all make what I do easier because I know how when I first got started, it was kind of hard to convince everybody about the importance of media ministry. The fact that there are more people like-minded people that are focused on what we're trying to do, it makes it a lot easier when you're dealing with the knuckleheads, if you know what I mean. So, we appreciate all the stuff you're doing. I'm not at your church. You're not in mine. But what you're doing is helping reach more people, and that's what's beneficial. So thank you for all the hard work, all the blood, sweat, and tears, the money that you spend to learn, to study how to make this thing better, because it is a ministry. So thank you for what you're doing. You got anything else to say, little girl? Great. All right, you don't have nothing else to say. Do you have anything else to say?
No. Bye, guys.
All right. So, folks, y'all have a great one. We'll see y'all on the next video, folks. Later.